So while I was out this weekend, obviously the news hit that Iron Fist was cancelled. So I never really got to talk about it. So let's talk about this and probably what most likely led to it, I would say. So right off when it came to Iron Fist being cancelled, a few things went through my mind. For those of you that follow me on social media know that in the last month or so, I really dug into Iron Fist. I went out and picked up over 120 Iron Fist comics. Went through all of them. Love it. The character has slowly moved into my top 10 of all time. Like, really love Iron Fist. Like, I can't stress that enough. And it was the show that really brought me to want to read more about this character. So the cancellation kind of like hit me hard, but thinking about it, I think this was inevitable. Essentially, just looking at Iron Fist. It started off on the wrong foot, Scott Buck. So that's like automatically a negative, you know? And we saw how Season 1 suffered. Season 2 aimed to fix a lot of these problems, but I think the signs were all there that it wasn't going to continue. They already picked up Punisher for a second season. That was going to be a mainstay. You look at the ratings and reviews for the second season. Yes, it improved, but was it enough? And third, you look at the number count of episodes, which shrunk with the second season. So the signs were all kind of there that was going to happen, but I think what makes this worse is the fact that they left it on that giant cliffhanger. And when and where and if that gets resolved, I guess we'll find out. But what kind of just takes me back for Iron Fist, for example, and for a second, is ever since they announced the whole, like the 4 shows in the Defenders, I always felt like Iron Fist was kind of the outlier, specifically where we saw which direction they were going in. Daredevil and Luke Cage, very grounded characters, right? Jessica Jones at the time were like, Jessica Jones, is she going to be flying? She's going to be Jewel, and they decided to ground that. So right off the bat, Iron Fist had the biggest thing going against him because he was so out there with the dragon and the mystical city and the history of the Iron Fist and, you know, like the death guys that come after them and all that, a certain age and all these things. So it never felt like it perfectly fit that mold. And you see this with the example of like the Punisher, which fits more of that other mold of the other characters. And right off the bat, Iron Fist didn't have the budget it needed. It didn't have the right people behind it. And they seemed to be kind of lost because it was the show that came last, and it had to set up every single thing that the Defenders were going to be about, which was the Hand. So it was like just thrown everything against it. And once again, Scott Buck, you know, what are you going to do about him? Certainly he was damage to the show. At the same time, Season 2, trying to fix that, it was already coming off of many people being hurt from the first season, and then you get what you got, right? And that's unfortunate, because I think Iron Fist is, like I said, a great character who could have like truly been one of the best, if not the best, Marvel series, had they decided to adapt the Immortal Iron Fist. Which is sad because that's what the third season was looking like it was going to do. Give us the best version of Iron Fist. And now we're not going to get that. So, in the long run, I think it's probably for the best that they canceled it, because if they didn't want to commit to it, then we don't want like a half-ass show. But at the same time, it's just terrible because it's such a big cliffhanger that we're maybe going to just get mentioned with how it gets resolved somewhere else. And that's really unfortunate.